Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. This is your Akazaki Yahoo, and I start this broadcast as I would start any broadcast by first of all giving all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say shalom, wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Akinanaya. Shabbat Shalom, Aki.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Aki. Shabbat Shalom, Yasharal. Hallelujah for yet another set apart Yom.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. It is another Sabbath Yom, and it is another beautiful day that the Most High have enjoined unto us. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. All praises to the Father. And I don't know about you, but I'm thankful. I'm truly thankful for another Sabbath, for another day of rest. Uh, these days are these days of rest mean more to me now than I think they ever have, as my body is weary and desires rest at such a level now. So, all praises to the Father, and let's get directly into our study here for today. We are still in the book of Job, and we are at chapter 19. Last night we went over some more of the basically answers and rebuttals between Job and we heard from Eliphaz, and then what's the other brother's name that came in last night?
Bill, Bill
Yeah,
Hyde, or
Con,
yeah.
Con. Yeah, that's it. Bill Howard. Yeah, Cap. He joined in, and basically Job was telling them, "Look, man, y'all getting on my nerves." So
hmm
yeah, so now we're at chapter 19, and it begins like the headline reads: Job feels insulated,
Insulted.
insulted. Salakia, my bad. Insulted. Toda keep me straight because I've been messing up sometimes. But Job feels insulted. So verse 1. Then Job answered and said, "How long will you vex my soul and break me in pieces with words? These 10 times have you reproached me, and you are not ashamed that you make that you uh that you make yourself strange to me. And be it indeed that I have erred, mine error remaineth with myself. If indeed," it's like I thought I read that wrong. Let me continue. Verse 5. "If indeed ye will magnify yourselves against me and plead against me in my reproach," it's like it, and plead against me my reproach. Know now that the Most High have overthrown me and have compassed me with his net. Everything is against him. That's his sentiment. Everything is set
hmm
against him. And again, I gotta say that I have to empathize with Job's situation and circumstance. Uh, this is this is this is this is a difficult to read some of it. To think that this really happened to a man who was legitimately serving the Most High, and yeah, so I have to have empathy with him in this situation because this could be us, and we got to learn from these past situations. So,
hmm
verse 7: Behold, I cry out of wrong, but am I not heard? I cry aloud, but there is no judgment. He hath fenced up my way that I cannot pass, and he hath sent darkness in my paths. He hath stripped me of my esteem, of my glory, and taken the crown from my head. He hath destroyed me on every side, and I am gone, and mine hope have he removed like a tree. He hath also kindled his wrath against me, and he has counted me unto him as one of his enemies. His troops are come together and raised up their way against me and encamped around me and encamped around my tabernacle. So Job is like unloading here. He's like, man, I done been through it. Like, the one who I was serving, he's 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 giving it to me, and
Hmm.
I'm stuck. I can't do nothing. I can't do anything but take it on the chin and do my best to just take it because ain't nothing I can do. I can't do nothing back. Verse 13. He had put my brethren far from me, and my acquaintances are verily strange for me. It's like verily estranged from me. My kinfolks have failed. My kinfolk have failed, and my similar friends have forgotten me. Now, not only is he dealing with this with his with these fellas that he was cool with, we got to think back to chapter number 1, where his wife told him, "Curse the Most High and die."
Hmm.
You know
Con.
what I'm saying? So, uh, Job is he's going through it. He's going through it. I mean, yeah. Verse 15. They that dwell in my house and my maids count me for a stranger, and I am an alien in their sight. I call my servant, and he give me no answer. I entreat him with my mouth. My breath is strange to my wife, though I entreat for my children's sake on my own body. Slack. Though I en- though I entreated for my children's sake of my own body. Yea, young children despise me. I arose, and they spake against me. All my inward friends abhorred me, and they whom I love have turned against me. My bone cleaved to my skin, and my flesh, and I am escaped with the skin of my teeth. Have pity on me, have pity on me, O you my friends, for the hand of the Most High have touched me. Why do you persecute me as the Most High, and are not satisfied with my flesh? Like you persecuting me in the same manner. You just running me through the ringer, and
Hmm.
I'm about I'm really tired of y'all for real.
Con.
Kind.
And he's, he's aware that what is going on with him is not just by chance.
Mhm.
This is the doing of the Most High.
Absolutely.
His friends, they're in error with thinking that he's done something wrong, but
Mhm.
they're aware that of what's going on with him is divine intervention. You know,
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Indeed, indeed, and it's such a hard reality because who wants to think that the Most High is against me?
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, what did I do to really get this? Like, again, I know I myself, I could never question whatever come upon me. I could never say the Most High, why would you do this to me? I shouldn't. I didn't deserve this. No, I've earned anything that I've gotten. If I didn't earn it, my fathers did. So I'll take it. I'll take it. Let me carry it. Let me hold it. I'll take it. But
Hmm.
I can't. I certainly can't test him. I certainly can't go against him. Uh, Job says, uh, my remainers, redeem,
Redeemer.
redeemer lives. Salaki, my redeemer lives. Salaki, Salaki. Verse 23. Oh, that my words were not written. Were not written. Oh, that they were printed in a book. That's ironic.
Mm-hmm.
We reading it from a book, and
Indeed. Yep.
yeah, that's some irony there. Verse 24, uh, that they were given with an iron pen and lead in the rock forever. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. See, he knew that Hamashiach was coming. He
Wow.
he he knew all of this stuff. Like, where did he get this from? Like,
Right.
this is pre-Torah. This is pre. So wow, this is wow. Yeah, yeah, that's wow, wow. This is before. This is pre-Moshe. Definitely pre-Moshe. Regardless of what the time frame, I know this was not during the time of Moshe getting the writings and giving it to the children of Israel, or getting the information and then writing it. And so, where in the world did he get all of that from? That
Right.
is like wow. Yeah. Okay. Verse 26. And though my skin worms destroy his slacking, and and though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see the Most High, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another. Though my reign be consumed, slacking, though my reins be consumed with me, but you shall say, why pursueth we him, seeing the root of the matter is found in me? Be you afraid of the sword, of wrath bringing the punishment of the sword, and you may know there is a judgment. So you're gonna get the judgment when it comes. Wow, that is, unless they, I don't. Ooh. Well, you got to consider. Uh, Cain and Abel knew to make their sacrifices, to bring their
Mm-hmm.
sacrifices. Uh, so that was all the way back in Bereshit chapter
Yeah,
3,
and
uh,
you know,
4. I mean,
we'd have to believe that they got it from their parents, and
hmm
we know that when they did sin and know that they were naked, that they were given uh
skins.
skins of animals. So I've heard brothers say that there was a sacrifice made then. You
Kind.
know,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They gave him, he gave him something to wear. So yeah, they had to be, 'cause otherwise, wasn't no dead animals
right?
until that point. So yeah, there had to be a sacrifice there. Uh, Chapter 20, Zilphad says, the triumph of the wicked is short. Oh my
So far,
goodness. Zophar, Salakia, Zophar says the triumph of the wicked is short. So they're not, it to me, Job is making good sense in what he's saying. And yet these brothers is relentless. I mean,
hmm
they are not backing up at all. He's telling them, you're getting on my nerves, I need to go home, and you're wearing me, you're making me age, all this negative stuff, and they persist. Like, bro, what I gotta say, get out of here. Oh no. Verse
okay.
verse 1, my goodness. Then answered Zilphar, the
Uh,
Naamathite,
yeah, the Naamathite.
Naamathite, Talaki, and said, therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, and for this I make haste. I have heard the cheek of my reproach. So like I heard the check of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causes me to answer. Know as you not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though the excellency mount up to the Shamaim, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet his yet he shall uh, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Uh, they which they which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall chasten away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Man, that sound like Hashatan in
Mm,
Revelation. Uh, yeah, that's neither shall his place found no more, and his place was found no more. And I want to say that's in Revelation. What chapter is that? Okay, let's continue. Get off this rabbit hole. Verse 10: His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of sin of his youth. Slacky. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat yet his meat in his bowels is turned, and it is gall and asp within him. Gall and asp, asps, asp within
mm-hmm.
him. I wonder what that is. Let me skip that. Let me go back. What verse is that? 14.
Yeah,
Asp, gall and asp. Oh,
snakes.
snake. Oh, okay. Con. Yeah, cobra with him. Okay, con. That makes sense then. Okay, verse 15. Uh, he shall swallow down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asp. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of the honey and butter. Slacky, the brooks of honey and butter, that which he labored. Slacky, this thing trying to act up. Okay, here we go. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the retribution, not retribution, uh, restitution be, and he
Mm-hmm.
shall not rejoice therein, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violated or violently taken away the house which he built not. See, everything he's saying is completely accurate. But Job is thinking, I know Job is thinking right now, what the heck this got to do with me?
Kind
what
of
are you what are you talking about? I haven't done any of this stuff. You think
right,
I'm secretly by night going out slitting throats and stealing stuff? You think that's how man, get off my porch.
girl.
This is crazy. Like this is really like this again, I'm putting myself in Yo's stead and I'm thinking, all of this stuff that happened to me and here these dudes come talking this stuff. Hey man, take that down the block. I don't want to hear that.
But it's another lesson in here as well. Like what I'm
Yeah,
thinking, uh, these individuals appear to know the Most High,
yeah,
yet they can't discern that Job hasn't done anything.
Yeah, yeah, that he's not. You know what I'm saying? That he, they really pegging him like, man, you got. Not only you've done something, you done done some wicked, some foul, disgraceful stuff. You know what I'm saying? He talking about doing the poor,
Mm-hmm.
oppressing the poor, and this type of stuff. Like he putting Job in a place. Man, I'm offended reading this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Indeed.
that's not even cool. That's not even like almost like it's one thing to ask me what you think I what and then I tell you I ain't done nothing and you kind of persist. But now you telling me that the wicked shall not prosper, but for a season or a little while, and
Mm-hmm.
you compare me to some people that live wickedly. Like, bro, that's offensive.
Right.
That is offensive to a commandment keeper. That is
Mm-hmm.
offensive. That'll get you. That'll get you punched in the face for real.
Yeah.
For real. I mean, not not even. And it's not even about that, but it's just like, bro, no, that's not okay. That's not okay. That's not. You can't do that. Verse 20. Surely he shall not feel quickness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. Uh, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. And the one thing I noticed about this too, in this particular writing style, is so much easier to digest. It's so easier to understand. Like I was thinking back when we read Wisdom of Solomon, we, we we could just read it because it was written in such a
Poetic. Yeah.
yeah, a metaphorical type of way. Like I don't know what in the
Mm-hmm.
world. You know what I'm saying? I still need Ak to help us out with that because reading this is plain to understand, but you know, comparing to that, like it's like, oh, and then even some of the proverbs and some of the Ecclesiastes was like kind of difficult in
Mm-hmm.
that same manner. But this is pretty straightforward. It's
Mm-hmm.
even in the Old English is really straightforward. So, verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain, Slacky, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Like, right, you thinking you getting away, but you ain't gonna get away. That's basically what he's saying. Verse 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of his body. Yea, the glittering sword comes out of the gale of his gal. Terror terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret place. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The Shamaim shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall raise up against him. The increase of the house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of the wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. So everything he said was 100% accurate,
Mm-hmm.
but none of it is applicable to Job's situation.
Come.
Job is not out spoiling the poor and taking their goods. He's not doing any manner of evil like that. I mean, let's continue. This is yeah. chapter 21. Job says the Most High will deal with the wicked. Like he gonna go in agreement with him. Like you absolutely right, but that don't got nothing to do with me, cause I ain't doing that, and the Most High know I ain't doing that. What you talking about? Man, get her out of here. Verse 1. But Job answered and said, hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consolation. Look here, man. Modern times, he was like, look here, man. Hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consolation.
Mm-hmm.
Suffer me that I may speak, and after that I have spoken, mark on. Verse 4. As for me, is my complaint to man? And if it were so, why should not my spirit be troubled? Mark me and be astonished, and lay my hand upon my mouth. It's like, and lay your hand upon your mouth. Like, look, when you say lay your hand upon your mouth, you know what that's in modern terms, you know what that is?
Shut up.
God, God.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. Uh, even where I remember, I am afraid. The trembling taketh hold of my flesh. Wherefore, do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Like, bro, you do you see me? Do you see I'm an old man
Mm-hmm.
and I was the greatest of all of this land before this catastrophe happened to me? Who you think you talking to? Like, who you think you dealing with? You think I'm by night? I'm out doing some folly like
Right.
this? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Look, verse 8. Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is their rod of the Most High upon them. Their bull girdeth, their bull gendereth, and faileth not. Their cows cleaveth, and cast not their calves, not her calf, and casteth not her calf, casteth not her calf. What does that mean? Let's look at verse 10 right quick. What does it mean to casteth her calf? Their bulls breed and do not fail. Their cows, their cows calve without miscarrying. Okay, yeah. So she have her calves without a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So don't go through that long pregnancy process and nothing comes about. Verse 11. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take their tabrets and harps and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They send their they spend their days in wealth, and their moments go down to the graves. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the graves. Salakia. Verse 11. Salakia. Verse 14. My goodness, I can't say anything right. Verse 14. Therefore, they say unto the Most High, depart from us, that we desire not the knowledge of your way. Like they think they got it all together. They like, man, we don't need you. We
Mm-hmm.
got everything we need. We don't need you. I just imagine the Most High, his representative hearing that, like, what?
Well, yeah, let me
Okay,
go down here. Let me go down here and shake some stuff up.
right, exactly. We're gonna mess you up bad.
Right.
Verse 15. Uh, what is the Almighty? What is El Shaddai that we should serve Him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto Him? Lo, their good is not in their hands. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. Like, bro, don't even come at me with that foolishness. That's some straight foolishness you're talking about. That's
Mm-hmm.
far from me. You want some foolishness. Verse 17. Uh, what is that? Off? OFT?
Uh,
How?
off.
Okay. That's a word I'm not familiar with at all. I'm guessing that's short for often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, kind. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out, and how oft cometh their destruction upon them? The Most High uh, dis, dis, disputed distributes distributed sorrow in His
Mm-hmm.
anger. Kind Todaki. Verse 18. They are as stubble before the wind, and as shaft, and as what is that? Shaft. Uh,
Shaft gone.
okay. That the storm carrieth away. I'm guessing that shaft is like
It's like the when you get the wheat. I think the wheat is that chaff is what's in the what the wheat is held in. You know, it's the byproduct of it. So you disregard it.
okay, okay. That the storm carried away. Okay. When it said the storm carried away, I thought it was like, oh shoot, something that you had that was lost, that that you wanted, but the storm carried it away, so now it's lost, and you like, dang, I was gonna use that, or I needed that, or something like that. But nevertheless, verse now 19. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children, and rewarded him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see the destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of El Shaddai. For what purpose have he in his house after him, seeing the number of the months is cut off in the midst? Let me read that again. I think I chopped it up. For what pleasure have he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? Yeah, when your number of your months is cut off, ain't no pleasure in that. You just cut down what you could be having life. Instead, you cut off. That's, yeah, no pleasure there. Verse 22.
Mhm.
Shall any teach the Most High knowledge, seeing seeing he judges those that are high? No, you can't teach him nothing, because he teach us everything.
Mhm.
Verse 23. One dieth in his full strength, being whole at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. Now, how do they know about bone marrow? Like, bro, they dissected the people and see.
That's a good question, not
You
because
know what I'm
this
saying?
wouldn't have been the knowledge of. I wouldn't think the common person would know
Right.
these things. Even today,
Yeah.
some people don't know these things.
Yeah. I've seen reference of that bone marrow like a few times. We've read that this I think a couple times in this book, and even in some other books I've seen something about bone marrow, which
But
is
pastoral people. You know what I mean? Like people who are dealing with livestock and making
yeah.
sacrifices.
Yeah.
You would know about those type of things.
Okay, kind, yeah, because you taking care of those animals, and yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I can get that. I get that. Yeah. So they might not have called it bone marrow per se, but they knew that this stuff. Oh, this lubricates. Oh, you hear that? Yeah,
Right,
there's
right.
nothing here to keep it lubed. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
see that bone marrow is an English word. Something
Yeah. Right.
pretty new. Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So I wonder that. Matter of fact, let's go back and let's see what that marrow is in. I wonder if it's Maya. Probably not. Maka.
Hmm.
Mocha.
Moa.
Moak. Slakia. Moak. Salakia. I said that wrong. And that literally means marrow. Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, according to this is the only place I've seen it in 21. I thought it's what we read that somewhere else.
I
It's
want to say we've seen it before as well.
yeah. That's strange because I know it's in Psalms. I remember seeing it in Psalms. Maybe it's a different word that they use to say marrow,
Hmm.
the bone and the marrow. But yeah, I remember seeing like that, the bone and the marrow, somewhere. I can't remember
Uh,
where it was.
I want to say we read it the other week because it was talking about
In
it was in
Ecclesiastes.
Job. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
in
in
the Yoke.
Job, but we
Okay.
were because it was talking about and yeah, it was talking about bone and marrow, but it didn't say marrow though. It wasn't
Oh,
the
it didn't
word.
say marrow. Okay,
Nope.
okay. So I might have inserted that then in my mind. So
Mhm.
okay,
Well,
got it.
when we looked up what it was, marrow was what it was, or
Okay,
muscle actually. No, it was muscle. Now that I
muscle.
think
Okay,
about it.
okay. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I'm conflating it then. My bad. All right, verse 25. And another died in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and worms shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me. For you say, what is the house of the prince? And there are the dwelling places of the wicked. And where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Salaki. Verse 29. Have you not asked them that go by the way? And do you know their tokens? Uh, that the wicked is reserved for the day of destruction and shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. See, this is all like end time stuff they talking about. Like, bro, how y'all get this? Where y'all get
Right.
that from? Are
Who
this
taught
or?
y'all?
Yeah, it's got to be like, wow, that's interesting. Well, this is Job talking here, but man, that's really interesting.
And it's almost like you're right because with where this is at in history,
Mhm.
um, there's a lot of evidence to say that this is before the law and before Moshe. Uh,
Yeah,
when they're referring to the Most High as the Almighty.
right. El Shaddai, yeah. Remember when he
Yeah,
told Moshe, I've appeared unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as El Shaddai. You know, so that's what they referring to him as, El Shaddai. Like, wow.
but I guess to argue that though, you could say that there's other spots where, after the law, he's referred to El Shaddai as well a couple of times.
Oh yeah. I mean, we still refer to him as Almighty
Hmm.
El Shaddai. So, kind. All right. Verse 31. Who shall declare his way to his face, and who shall repay him what he have done? Yet shall he be brought to the grave, and shall remain in his tomb? The cause of the valley shall be sweet unto him, and every man that draw after him, as there is an innumerable Slakia, as there are innumerable before him. How then, Slakia, how then comfort you me in vain, seeking the ways of your seeking in your ways, there remaineth falsehood. Like, how you supposed to be comforting me in vain? How you gonna come over here and act like you trying to help me and you talking this ridiculous stuff? Man, I really don't even want to talk to
Right.
y'all. Let's continue here. Oh boy, it got Eliphaz now. Oh, like how look, I'm like, this could have been over 10 chapters. This should have been
Right.
done.
Right.
They just really beating a dead horse here. I mean, he didn't cut y'all at every turn. I don't know what y'all still standing there for. Like, y'all should either, like he said, put your hand over your mouth. Shut the heck up.
Hmm. God.
My goodness. Eliphaz accuses and exhorts Job. Then Eliphaz the Temanite, it's like verse chapter the book of Job, chapter 22 and verse 1. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, Can a man profit unto Slakia? Can a man be profitable unto the Most High, as he that is wise may be profitable unto himself? Is it any pleasure in El Shaddai that you art righteous, or is it gain to him that you make your way perfect? That's an interesting question. Is there any pleasure to El Shaddai that you are righteous, or is there any gain to him that you make your ways perfect? Like, how does that benefit the Most High? I mean, is that not really per se, but it does show him that I'm interested in him and doing what he said do, and I think that's the best way for me to do it. That would be my answer to that.
Mhm.
Verse 4: Will he reprove you for fear of you? No. Will he enter with you into judgment? He won't reprove me for the fear of me. I mean, he don't fear me. He just knows that I fear him, and that's what he want because he
Mhm.
want that reverence, that you know, like right. Okay, verse 5: Is not the wickedness, Salakia, is not your wickedness great, and your iniquity infinite? What? What? Yeah, I would say, yeah, well, you can say that. My
I
fathers
mean,
were
they
wicked.
but they're making stuff up, you
Right,
know.
basically. I mean, you can say that though. Yeah, my fathers went off and I went off and, I probably did. I'm sure Job wasn't always, a stand up kind of cat. He probably did some dirt when he was a teenager and so on and so forth. But I don't know. I don't know. I can't say that with certainty, but we know that at the time of this was began, this was a righteous man.
Come,
Yeah, that's what's recorded. We don't we didn't get anything about his youth. We got what was recorded at that time. So, verse 6: For you have taken a pledge from your brother for naught, and stripped the naked of their clothing. What?
mm.
What?
When?
What?
Show me. Where's this person that I took it from?
Right. What is this? This is crazy. This is crazy. Verse 7: You have not given water to the weary to drink, and you have withholding bread from the hungry. Oh my goodness. Verse 8: But as for the mighty man, uh, he have the earth, and the honorable man dwell in it. You have sent widows away empty, and the arms of the fatherless have been broken. This is crazy. I promise. Like, uh, yeah. Verse 10.
And it's progressed as the chapters have gone along.
Right.
This conversation has progressed from inquiring to saying what's going to happen to the wicked to
Right.
now you are wicked.
Right.
You have done these things.
Right. Right. You just completely. You just way off, man. You doing terrible stuff. You living foul. That's basically what they telling you. You living foul. Like, bro, what? What?
Man, these are terrible friends though. Like
Right.
honestly, I
It is. It is. They are. I mean, honestly, this is like. I'm surprised. Yob. I think is. I'm trying to gather how about what age Yob is, but he's got to be beyond 60. He's got to be probably in his 60s. I would venture to say, considering his children were grown. I'm thinking he's got to be like 60. If he lived to 140, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? He's got to. I'm thinking he's 60, probably upper 60. Because I think a young man with more testosterone would have been throwing a jab.
Mm.
Like, what? Man, who you talking to? You talk to me like that? You out your
It's-
mind? Oh my goodness. Verse 10. Therefore snares are round about you, and sudden fear troubleth you. or darkness that you cannot see. An abundance of water covereth you. Like, man, what? Verse 12. Is not the most high in the height of Shamaim? And behold, the height of the stars, how high are they? And you sayeth, how does the most high know? Can he judge though the dark through the dark clouds? Through the dark cloud? Thick clouds are the covering of him that he seeth not, and he walk in the circuit of heaven of Shamaim. Like how they know where the most high is at?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of this stuff is like really got my head scratching. Like really, how they know that? How they know all this stuff? Verse 15. Have you marked the way? Which I guess it would make sense because uh, I mean they would have to be post flood. I'm guessing. I mean, yeah, because everything is post flood. So it would have to be post flood. You know, they all knew the Most High at that point. And then as they increased and got more and more wicked, you know, we get more and more of these type of people talking this crazy stuff to this righteous brother. Like, man, verse 15. Have you marked the old way which wicked men have trodden, which were cut down out of time, whose foundation was overflown with the flood, with a flood, slacky, with a flood, not the flood, a flood, slacky. Verse 17. Was said unto the Most High, depart from us, and what can El Shaddai do for them? Yet uh, he filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteous see it and are glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn. Whereas our substance is not cut down, but the remnant of them the fire consumed. Acquaint acquaint now yourself with them. It's like you acquaint now yourself with him and be at peace. Thereby good shall come unto you. Receive, I pray you, the law of his mouth, and lay up his words in your heart. If you return to El Shaddai, hold up,
Mm-hmm.
hold up.
Con, I,
Look, now I'm like the audacity. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, y'all,
so
man,
I mean,
man,
it's clear that Job is a
patient.
son of Abraham.
Yeah,
I would say
it looks to be that it looks to be that indeed. Well, I don't know. He could be
a
he
son
could
of
pre
Eber.
yeah well yeah he could predate Abraham. I mean he could even be from uh Aram. He could be all the way on the other side because
But you
consider
know, but if he was an Edomite,
Mhm.
that also explains why he doesn't know the name of the Most High, or he knows him as the Almighty. You know.
Yeah. I mean for consider that Jacob and Esau were born at the same time. So for him to be a descendant of Edom,
Hmm.
meaning that they would be descendants of Jacob in the earth,
Hmm.
and if Jacob and his descendants were supposed to be keeping away, supposed to be giving away and keeping away, for him to be Edom and for him to be the most righteous in all the earth, according to what the Most High told us Shaitan, that would mean that Israel would have really been off bad, way off.
Well, yeah, and that's. I mean, we kind of read that here. You know what I mean? We do read that. You
Well,
know,
I mean,
there's another place where it mentions Job, Daniel, and uh and Noah.
that's
You
what we
know,
looked at
I'm
that, right?
wondering. Yeah, I want to say it might be in a couple of places, but I wonder is that in chronological order with how it names them?
Job, Daniel,
It's
and David.
yeah, well, no, well, Yom, Daniel, and Noah will save
Uh,
themselves by their own righteousness. Isaiah 64.
oh, by their own righteousness and not they couldn't do it with them. Yeah, was we did we look at that last week?
Yeah, yeah, we looked at it. I think when I forgot what I forget when we looked at it. I don't think it was last week. Or you know what? It might have been. Yeah, it might have been last Yom Shishi. Yeah, now
Yeah,
that I think about it, it might have been Yom Shishi last
I
week.
think it was. Ezekiel 14 and 20, 22.
Uh, or is it Ezekiel or is it Isaiah?
Yeah, I think like Ezekiel 14. Let me pull it up here. We can take a look at it. Ezekiel 14. Yeah, verse 22. Sons and daughters be. I think it's 22. Did I say 22? 14 and 20. It's like, yeah, I said 22. Yep, right here.
Yeah,
Though Noah,
14.
Daniel,
Yep.
and Job. So Noah, the from one side of the flood to the other. Daniel, the first captivity of Israel, of Yehuda, I mean. And Job, we don't know what time frame we're looking at there.
All right. All right.
Uh, were in it, as I live, saith Yahuwah power, or the Master Yahuwah, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter. They shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. Thus saith Yahuwah power, well, the Master Yahuwah. How much
You know,
more? Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking, if this is after Daniel, if just in chronological order, that would kind of make sense of why it wasn't any righteousness in the land. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Ah,
just looking at it, just trying to take a look at it and
yeah.
be
So I
more
mean,
concise and clear.
kind. I mean, after Daniel, we talking Ezra, Nehemiah, and then back into where the Greeks came in.
Hmm.
Because after them came the Greeks, and then came
Rome.
the Romans, and then after this during the time of Hamashiach, were the Romans there, and but uh, it's hard for me to swallow. It's hard for me to say of all of Israel, every single one, none of them were that another somebody from another nation can beat them in righteousness. Like the whole, if you got Israel as a nation on the earth, that another nation who base is going to be other deities to serve, that they would be that the Most High, that the representative of the Most High would consider them the most righteous in all the earth. That's that's wild for me. That's wild. But I I wouldn't dare say impossible, but that's
Well, think of it like this.
mm,
Mashiach walked the earth, and when he was walking the earth, there was a Gentile that showed forth faith, and he says, "I have not seen such faith in all of Israel."
the you talking about the
I think it was the centurion that it called for. No, no, no. Who was it? It was
Oh yeah,
no, it
I know.
was I forget exactly what situation it was now that I think about it.
I know what you're talking about. What he said, what he called him because he had a sick servant, I believe, or something. He
Uh-huh.
said, and he said, "You don't have to come to my house. Just say the word, and it'll be." And he's like, "I have not seen such faith in all of Israel." Yeah, that's a good account. That's a good account. I'm gonna have to look into that one. We'll get to the Brit Hadashah and really
Mm-hmm.
get into that. I know we're gonna get into some good stuff there as well. All right, dig our way out this hole and back to back to chapter 22 and verse 23. It says, "Look, I was stopped. We stopped there because I was like, look, what is he about to say? Look? I can't believe he's about to say this." Verse 23: "If you return to El Shaddai, you shall be built up. You shall put away iniquity far from your tabernacle." What? Verse 24: "Then shall you lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir as stones of the brooks. Yea, El Shaddai shall be the defiance, shall be your defense, and you shall have plenty of silver. For then shall you have your delight in El Shaddai, and shall lift up your face to the Most High." Boy. Verse 27: "You shall make your prayer unto him, and he shall hear you, and shall pay your vows. You shall also decree a thing, and it shall be established upon you. The light shall shine upon the ways. Then men shall cast down, it's like you, when men shall cast down, and you shall say, there is lifting up, there is lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. He shall deliver the land, the island of the innocent, and it is delivered by the pureness of your hands." Yeah. Um, at this point, yeah, he would have. Yeah, we. I'm sorry. Yo, when they say the patience of Job,
Mm-hmm.
I understand what they're talking about now. Because at this point, when you say if you return, if somebody came to me and said, if you return to Yahuwah, you probably gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, no, no, no. That's no. Okay, I'm gonna read this last chapter. I'm gonna pass it off to you. Out.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, that is
Well, how
crazy.
many did you already read?
Oh, is that I'm on what we started 18?
Oh, you know what? You know what? Yeah, you are 24. I do 20. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I'm up
19, 20,
23,
21, 22.
24, 25.
Oh
I
yeah,
do the
yeah, it
last
is you.
three.
It is you. It is
Yeah,
you. Yeah, because I did 19, 20, 21, 22. So that's four.
yeah,
19, 20,
con.
21, 22. Okay, con. Okay, I'm trying to get one of yours. My bad. My bad. All right, go
All
ahead.
right, all right. This is the book of Job, chapter 23. Job says he longs for the Most High. Verse 1. Then Job answered and said, even today it is my complaint bitter. Slack it. Even today is my complaint bitter. My stroke is heavier than my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would order my cause before him and fill my mouth with arguments. you know, I know that
Contentious.
sounds crazy. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
crazy, right? But we know that we read in the book of Revelation of how the saints that have been slain,
right.
they were righteous, and they go to the Most High and say, how long are you gonna let these things happen? You
Right.
know,
How we gonna avenge my blood?
right? You know,
Vengeance, yeah.
verse 5. I would know the words which he would answer me. and understand what he would say unto me. Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put his strength in me. There the righteous might dispute with him. So should I be delivered for even forever from my judge. Let me try that again.
Okay.
Verse 7. There the righteous might dispute with him. So should I be delivered forever from my judge. Behold, I will go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand, where he do work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. There it is. We read that in
Right.
the what is it, the Brick Oxide, or how you
Right.
say it again?
The brick got a shine.
Yeah, we read that being refined in the gold, tried in the gold, or tried in the fire,
Right.
rather. Verse 11, my foot hath held his steps, his way have I kept, and not declined. Sound like yourself there.
Right. Right.
Verse 12, neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. Huh. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
He telling
So
them,
he
yeah.
received some commandments, man.
Oh yeah, I didn't even look. Look, you paused there. I was like, yeah, he did done it right. Yeah, I mean, I think it is some. I think it is some. I think it's some oil that was given,
Hmm.
which I remember. I remember a lesson that we was on some time back that some brothers was doing, where it was thought that our brother was saying that it was thought that uh, what's the brother name? Uh, not Noah, not Noah. I'm trying to say Noah, not Noah. Enoch. That
Okay.
Enoch had written the Bereshit.
Uh-huh.
But I beg to differ with that uh, because my understanding, and I'm not contentious about it at all, but my understanding was simply that during the time that Moshe spent up on Sinai, those 40 days and 40 nights, where he came back with this glow that terrified the people,
Hmm.
that he was getting all that information at that time. And so he would just take that and have it scribed, and that would be part of the Torah. So he would write the beginning. Now, would it be unreasonable to say that Enoch could have definitely written some things? No, no, I definitely wouldn't say that it would be unreasonable to say that. But we know that the law, that the Torah consists of the five books of Moshe, not Enoch and then Moshe, but of Moshe. So that's my understanding of where that came about. So I said all that to say about the oral tradition, because we talked about, if you remember that lesson that we was on that day, there was a lot of talk about the oral, like were there oral or was everything written down? Well, I think the tablets represented the beginning of writing things down. That's my understanding. Now, I'm not dogmatic about any of this. If you can show me proof of anything different, hey, I'm willing to receive it. But that's my understanding, that those tablets represented the beginning of the written of writing. Now, did they have writing before that? I'm sure there was some writing before that. But as it pertains to these commandments and the way of the Most High, I couldn't say with certainty that this was the situation. Now, I couldn't say with certainty before reading this that the children of Aram or the children of anybody else would have had direct dealings with the Most High. But if my speculation is almost accurate, and I'm not, again, I'm not dogmatic about it, but I'm just gonna go back one more time here to Bereshit chapter 16. I want. Um, I believe we are is right, right in here where the children of Uz, because this is what the name is land is. This is what the land is named after, where Job lived. You have the children of Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash, and Arphaxad begot Selah. So we don't get all the way down to the children of Uz and where they came from or what they were named or whatever the case. Because once we get the point of this is to get us here. Arphaxad begot Selah, and Selah begot Eber. He's trying to get us to understand this is where Abraham came from. So we don't get into the particulars. We don't get into what Uz, or however you want to pronounce it, uh, what this person is or what they came from. But we see that there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And this man was very rich. The land of Uz, whose name was Job, and his man was perfect and upright, and one who feared El Shaddai, the Most High, and eschewed evil. And unto him was born, as we already read all of this. But this is why I'm kind of on that end of it, because of this being the same name as that land. So it would be sensible that the land would be named after their father. Now, is he a direct? Is he one from Uz? Is he Uz's son, or is he Uz's grandson? I couldn't determine. But even that though, because even that for me is difficult, and the reason it's difficult. Let me go back to Bereshit 10. Even that is difficult because if Uz is his, if he's unless he's Uz's son, uh, Alphax died and Aram, Lud and Aram, and the children of Aram. So if he came from Uz, which made sense, kind of sense to that extent, you still have Shem on the earth. You still have, and after Shem, we get Eber. So Alphaxad begot Eber. So in between here and here, right in this area, I'm thinking, but yet Job is still considered the most righteous in all the earth. So this seems like, and I could be wrong. Again, I'm not dogmatic about it, but it seems like Shem must have had passed away, and Eber must have been uh, just now coming of age, or about to come of age, for uh, for his for his son to be considered the most righteous in all the earth in his story. And again, I'm not dogmatic about it, but what I'm seeing. That's how I'm seeing it, and that's to me that's how it makes sense. Yeah, I know what the Septuagint says, but that doesn't make any sense to me because if you're talking about the children of Israel being in the earth, somewhere there's a righteous Israelite because it was given to us to keep the way of the Most High. Now, did the majority of us go off? Yeah, absolutely. Are the majority of us off right now? Absolutely. But is there a another nation that could be more righteous than us keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments and doing it the way that the Most High said? Mm, it's possible. It's possible. It's not impossible. But the Israelites that I know, I wouldn't say it was impossible that there could be one that was doing it better than all the Israelites that I know. I mean, the only way I can say that would be pride. But so I would have to say that it's possible, but likely, no, not likely. Possible, but not likely. So okay, that's enough of that soapbox. Let's move on. Oh, but yeah, that's what I. But that's my understanding, and it's not to challenge anybody else's, but if somebody could show me something definitive that would show, it's something exact. And I know what the Septuagint says, and I used to, I used to believe that until brother showed that Job and Joab were not the same person. But you see in some places where it says they are. But again, unless the Most High is inaccurate, unless you know when the sons of men, or it's like when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves, and Satan came also. So, but that makes me scratch my head too, because who are these sons of the Most High now? Because if these are the children of Israel, how are they coming to present themselves to the Most High, and they're more righteous than, and Job is more righteous than them? He says to their face, in front of them,
Hmm.
he's more righteous. Like what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's a
it's
big.
hard. Yeah, that does seem hard to understand, but uh, like you said, it's not based on what we've read about
Yeah.
our people.
All right.
It's not hard to believe.
Well, it's not, because as a majority, but think about the woman who lost her 7 sons,
Hmm.
you know, and they knew exactly why it was happening to them, because they had sinned against the Most High, and had they sinned, or had they kept the way of the Most High, and yet the Greeks came down on them like like they had no power, so much that but they wouldn't, they could have, if it was about sin for them, it would have been easy just to save their life and eat the swine, which is what they wanted them to do. But instead of doing that, they got cooked in a pan,
Hmm.
alive. The most painful, dreadful way to die, they took it, and
But
was
why? But I mean, it's just like us. Like how do we find ourselves in the predicament that we find ourselves in today?
yeah. I mean, it's the punishment, it's the curses,
There,
that have
you
besought
know,
us.
yeah. So those brothers, though those brothers came true in the end, there was a reason why they were in that position from the jump, and it was the same reason we find ourselves in the position that we find ourselves in today, due to our disobedience. We read about Job being faithful. It didn't say that, but that's what it was. He was being faithful and making these sacrifices.
Mhm.
I don't know that our people would have been as faithful as him, like doing this. Remember what we read in the book of Judges, how it said, during this time, uh,
There
every
was no
man did
judge.
what was right in their own eyes, not
Yeah,
the most high sight. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that. Um, yeah, I can see that. I can see that after the judges, and before well, not the judges, but before he started raising up the judges. Um, every man did what was right in his own sight,
Yeah. And
and
and and perhaps and perhaps that's not even why the Most High added this story to the scriptures. You know what I mean? For us to identify where this man was from, or who I
right.
think it's the ordeal and the situation. Because who this man is not going to affect our salvation one way or another. You
No, no,
know.
not at all, not at all. And I wonder. Uh, Now I'm wondering where this land of Uz is. I wonder if there is a map that exists.
Mm.
I'm finna Google it.
Well, yeah, like Uz is in the southern Levant. It's definitely where the Edomites territory is.
Okay. What's that? Let me see this one. I don't think they know because they got a question mark right here, according to that map. Let's see what this one shows. Ammon, Moab, Edom. Yeah, I don't think they really look. Yeah, I don't think they know. There's a question mark by every place where they think could be Uz. They don't know for certain. It's not. It's not certain as to where it exists.
Um, I want to say that we hear about the land of Uz more than once, and I want to say that it is like I want to say the scriptures tell us where it's at. Uh,
In the
and
scriptures.
I want to, I want to not this, in the word, I want to say it shows us where it's at.
Yeah, let me see if
Was because somebody settled there and set up their kingdom there.
would it. See how many times. Okay, we know there's. Oh, it's mentioned in Chronicles,
Hmm.
mentioned in Job, mentioned in Yirmiyah and the Lamentations. Let's check out this Yirmiyah 20. Well, let's check out all of it actually. So we know this. You have Uz. We see that they count in his name Who's as the same name. So they just put an H in front of it, but it's the same name, um, same word or the same Hebrew word, as they attribute it to the same Hebrew word. Chronicles, yeah. So we chronological in there. Same thing there. Job, we've seen that. We know that. Yirmiyah in the land of Uz, three kings of the Philistines, and the so all so all the mingled people and all the kings of the lands of Uz, and all the kings of the land of the Philistines and the Aslan. See, that's I think this made me thinking that yeah, that was Edom. All the and all the mingled people and the kings of the land of Uz and the land of Philistines, and so on and so forth. Lamentation. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, which dwell in the land of Uz. Wow. So it's definitely Arabia. It's definitely Arabia. I mean, we know that, but where exactly in Arabia? Uh, yeah, it's definitely Arabia. So it's a good question. But man, I don't honestly don't know if we have uh, enough to just pinpoint it, the time and the people. Truthfully, could they be Edom? They could be Edom. I can't say definitively that they're not Edom. I would find it difficult to say that a man of Edom would be the most righteous man in the earth when he would have to be post Esau, who the Most High said he hated because he would not keep his commandments, because he would not learn his way, and he hated his brother and sought to kill him. So
Yeah,
I again, I'm not
it's
dogmatic
hard
about
to
it.
understand. Yeah, it's
Yeah, so certainly not dogmatic about it, but uh, it's
all right.
interesting. But he said, we just saw that Uz, or land of Edom, whose dwelling place is Uz, however you
Mhm.
pronounce it. But we know that they moved there after, but before that, you know. So yeah, yeah. Well, let's continue.
All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 23, verse 13. But he is in one mind, and who can turn him? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth. For he performeth the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Therefore am I troubled at his presence. When I consider, I am afraid of him.
Right.
For the Most High maketh my heart. That's that healthy fear. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We all should
Mm-hmm.
be, because
Mm-hmm.
he'll destroy us and nothing, no problem. Start over
Con.
with somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Verse 16. For the Most High maketh my heart soft, and El Shaddai troubleth me, because I was not cut off before the darkness, neither hath he covered the darkness from my face.
All right. Well, we're
Yeah,
moving
I
right
think I
along.
would have ran out of patience with even
Yeah.
talking to these guys. I probably would have if they wouldn't have left, I probably would have left myself, you know.
Well, when he said return to El Shaddai, I was that would have been the breaking point for me. That would have been like, yeah, no, no, you're not gonna do that. That's so disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
To a brother that's walking in righteousness. That's utterly disrespectful. Return to El Shaddai. Return to the Most High, or to His representative. Like where you think I'm at now? Like, are you out of your mind? Who you
Right.
think you're talking to? You know what I'm
Or
saying? Like,
when did I turn away? You know.
right, right. I mean, I'm just hearing that it raises my God. Like, I can't believe you would say that to me. Like, are you crazy? You know who you're talking to?
Hmm.
I'm a servant of the Most High, and you just heard a little bit about him. You man, go sit down. Okay, let's continue. My bad.
All right, God. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 24. Job says the Most High seems to ignore wrongs. Verse 1. Why seeing times are not hidden from El Shaddai? Do they not know him to see his days? Some remove the landmarks. They violently take away flocks and feed thereof.
Yeah, that's what they did to
They,
him.
mm-hmm, well, they drive away the donkey of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. Behold, as wild donkeys in the desert, go they forth to their work, rising betimes for prey. The wilderness yieldeth food for them and for their children. They reap every one his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold.
Wow.
They are.
Now, Slacky, real quick.
Mhm,
Wow. This, remember when we read that the Most High said, "Don't do this. Don't take His
mhm,
pledge. Return it to
mhm.
Him at the end before the
At the
sun."
end of the day, yep,
Yeah,
indeed, that's
this
law.
is this is why this is exists, because these people were doing this type of stuff, and Job is recounting it and telling us exactly what they was what they was doing.
Hmm.
Like, they sleeping in the cold because they don't have a garment. They don't have they like he telling us, don't even do it. Don't even take it.
Hmm.
If you got to return it to him at the end of the day, what good do you do to you to hold a garment for the sun while the sun is up? That don't even make sense. Don't even take it. Okay, let's
Hmm.
continue. My bad.
God. Verse 8. They are wet in the showers of the mountains and embrace the rock for want of a shelter. They pluck the fatherless from the breast and take a pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the sheep from the hungry, which was, this is transgression,
Right, right,
That's
absolutely.
that was sheep was supposed to lay in the threshing floor for the
Right,
poor.
for the poor, indeed.
Uh, verse 11, which make oil within their walls and tread their wine presses and suffer thirst. Men groan from out of the city, and the souls of the wounded cry out. Yet the Most High layeth not folly to them. They are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief.
Mm.
The eye also of the adulterer waiteth for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguiseth his face. In the dark they dig through houses, which they had marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light. You know, that sounds like something people do now,
Right.
casing the area for,
Absolutely.
vulnerabilities.
Yeah. 100%. So, no new thing under the earth. Under the
Yeah,
sun, I mean.
con,
So like under the earth, under the sun.
con. All right, verse 17. For the morning is to them even as a shadow of death. If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadows of death. He is swift as the waters. Their portion is cursed in the earth. He beholdeth not the way of the vineyards.
Lucky, my bad. I'm trying to move too fast.
Drought and heat consume the snow waters. So do the grave those which have sinned. The
Wait,
womb shall. Yeah,
Slacky,
I was looking
Slacky.
at that too.
Yeah, what did we decide on that snow water? Did we say what that was or what that was?
Nah, yeah, I remember us looking at that
I know it just came up as
last
Mayim
week,
when we looked at it. It came up as Mayim, but
which is water, right?
hmm
Hmm.
and then you click on this snow.
Oh, this is different.
s- Well, I think it was
Oh, that's the snow. Okay, that's the
yeah,
snow.
yeah, because the water was Mayim, and then when you click on the snow, I don't know if it was snow. Well, yeah, it does say snow. Okay, so I guess so. So it's mentioned in Exodus and Numbers, Samuel, in these various places. So I'm like, I guess it's cold water is what
Mm.
why it's calling it snow water. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know. That I'm not 100% on that. And I think even when we looked at let's look over here real quick to 24. I remember us looking at it, but what verse was that? 19.
Okay.
Yeah, it's used the same word, snow water. Like, does that mean cold water? I'm guessing. I don't know. But let's
Mm.
continue. I'm just
Or
concerned.
pure, or pure water.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you did say that pure as okay, okay.
Mhm,
Pure as snow. Yeah, that makes sense. So
mhm. Verse 20.
20.
The womb shall forget him, the worm shall feed sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered, and wickedness shall be broken as a tree. He evil entreateth the barren that beareth not, and doeth not good to the widow. He draweth also mighty with his power. He riseth up, and no man is sure of life. Though it be given him to be in safety, whereon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. And if it be not, Salakia, verse 25, and if it be not so now, who will make me a liar and make my speech nothing worth? You know, who can call me out and say I'm not
Right.
telling the truth, you know?
Exactly. Like this is what they do, and you trying to compare this to me, and I don't do any of this.
Hmm.
All right, we're gonna conclude here with verse chapter 25 here, and we'll go into our final thoughts on after this chapter here. So
Come.
good stuff
It's
so
the book
far.
of, indeed, the book of Job, chapter 25. Bildad says man is inferior. Verse 1. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said, dominion and fear are with him. He maketh peace in his high places. Is there any number of his armies? And upon whom do not his light arise? How then can man be justified with the Most High? Or how can he be clean that is born of a woman? Behold, even to the moon, and it shineth not. Yea, Slakia. Yeah, I thought I read that wrong. Verse 5. Behold, even to the moon, and it shineth not. Yea, the stars are not pure in his sight. How much less man that is a worm, and the Son of Man, which is a worm? Uh,
Wow, I didn't know there was six verses.
uh,
It's all good. It's all good. All praises. Well, very, 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 very interesting reading in the book of Job. Those 7 chapters we've gone through, concluding with chapter 25. Well, where to begin? I mean, my goodness, it's almost just repetition. I mean, we started off with accusing, with inquiring, and then into accusing, and then outright, you wicked, the declaration of Job's wickedness, and surprisingly, that last one he really just kind of let it bounce off, like he didn't even address it, like and maybe that was been the best thing because Hazaki Yahoo would have been like, what you say to me? Who you think you talking to? Like, but that's me at 40 something, but maybe me at 60 something would have been like, what? You tripping, man? I'm just gonna go around that because I'm not going to respond to that. Return to El Shaddai. I mean, that's rather that's beyond insulting. So
mhm,
yeah. Uh, but anyway. Uh, but yeah. I mean, I think we said a lot in while we were going through it, but it's definitely a good reading wise as far as the clearness of it, the plainness of it is very easy to digest, easy to be understood, and we get some metaphors in there, but they're not like over the top metaphors. Like, what in the world are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't gotten that from this particular book, which is uh, which is ironic because the writing of it is so it's kind of different than. I'm trying to think where else we read that was so smooth like that. I know Torah was pretty smooth. Um,
mhm.
it was written very very smooth. Like it wasn't any like and I want to say Judges was very smooth like that. It was very straight to the point without a bunch of figure out what this means or that type of thing. I mean, we've seen a couple of those, but not in abundance. Not like something we can't like. That's snow water. I think you're right about that being pure water, like because snow is always considered
Mhm.
as pure as snow or white as snow. So snow water, that would seem like that would be a pure. I wouldn't mind seeing that in the ESV and see what it has as that. And I meant to share that last night. That verse we read last night, I thought was noteworthy, um, and I didn't even put it out.
All right, yeah, I remember you saying it. I forget where we
Yeah,
were at though.
I want to say it was like the first. It was right when we first started. I had to go back and look at it and see what it was and share it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But good stuff. Good really good. I really like the writing. I mean, but man, these fellas, man, that's they hard to deal with. They hard to deal
Hmm.
with. So, well, yeah, go ahead, Doc.
You know, just a continuation of the same conversation. I think we've gone through a process with this conversation.
Mhm.
When we were first looking at it, it was like, man, these are some good brothers coming to the aid of
Right,
and mourning and there with their friend during a difficult time. And it progressed as it went on, and we're still in that conversation, and now we're like, these are terrible friends.
right, right,
Probably friends that were friends for our opportunity,
right.
because they're just the way that they're behaving themselves now. Uh, I've read this book before. I can just more and more information seems to come, be revealed each time that I read it. Uh, I'm still like my plan is to when we finish this is to have a better idea of why this was added to the scriptures and what is to be learned from this situation. And it's so many different stories that
Right,
we can pull from this. We can line some of this up with Messiah's writings. We can line some of this up with what we read in Proverbs. We can line a lot of it up with the law, with
hmm,
Torah, which is
right,
kind of
I
it
love it.
makes us scratch our head a bit,
Yeah,
because we're not sure who this guy is.
right,
um but I'm coming away with this now. I can say that his identity is not, why this was written. That's
right.
not the lesson to be learned from it. And we'll continue reading, man, and like I said, Yah willing, we'll have a better idea of what this writing is telling us, what we're
Right,
supposed to gather from this.
right,
But
right.
all praises to the Most High, because it is added, and we know that these things written aforetime were for our learning.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Khan, yeah, that's indeed. And like I think that hits it on the head. His identity is not the lesson. The lesson is in all that he went through. And whoever he is, whether he's a son of Edom, a son of um, Uz, or a son of somebody in between there, uh, this is a good brother. This is a good
Hmm.
brother, and yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You know, slapping hands with him, sitting up talking to him, like, man, I read what they did to you. I read what they did to you, Mark, and you stood up.
Hmm.
I would have been boxing him. I think I think you took the best route. So uh, you know, but wow, but yeah, good stuff, very good stuff. Slakia for last night's. Yeah, I closed it out without reading the remembering the commandments, and I don't know where I did that. Slakia for anybody who watched it and did not get the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Hmm.
It's imperative that we bring that portion out because it is so important that we show the Most High, not just with our mouth, that we are with Him, or that we believe Him, or that we trust in Him, but we do it with our actions. And that's why, in the conclusion of the whole matter, we must fear the Most High and keep His commandments, because this is the reason that man was made. And what He wants to see from us is exactly that: is that we believe Him, is that we read in His Word, we gather the information, and we act on what we see. So that's why, in the conclusion of the whole matter, we are to fear the Most High and keep His commandments, because this is the reason that man exists. So forgive me for leaving that out last night. Anybody who watched this in sequence, um, somehow I've managed to close it out without it. And thank you for Total Rabav to my aunt for reminding me that, hey, we forgot that. We can't forget that. And oh, my bad. I don't know what I was thinking about. Like I was thinking about getting my eyes closed or something. But
Right, right. We ready to get some rest.
right, God. But Salakia. So, uh, with that being said, I'm your Akazaki Yahoo, joined by my most esteemed Akinanaya. We give all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom Wabarukim. That is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Until that day, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat shalom, Mishpachah.